Hello nerds, welcome back to an episode of WNN, your source of the music and music production news. Today we got quite a few things to talk about. Once again, FL Studio has released a new beta. We've got some new plugins, some free plugins, and more. Before we get started, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, please, for the love of God. In our first story, DAWESOME has released a new plugin known as Hate, and I just want them to know my lawyers will be in contact. So here it says Hate, turn up the heat. Would have been a lot better if it said turn up the hate. It looks like it might be a multi-effects plugin, kind of like Infiltrator, and I am so having my lawyers reach out to you. This is crazy. Okay, so they say it is their innovative take on distortion. So I guess it's not just a multi-effect plugin. They're claiming it's a distortion plugin. It looks like it has more than just distortion here from what I can tell. It's a wavetape based distortion, and you can drag and drop an audio file and it'll create a saturation shape based on it. They have 29 different modules here, and it looks to be quite a bit more than distortion. I see FM, OTT, Smart EQ, make your sound impossible to ignore. Yeah, I mean, if you have a bunch of distortion modules on it, it will be kind of hard to ignore. That is objectively correct. That's interesting. It actually has a 90-day trial, which is pretty long. There's a creative randomizer, which is actually something I wish they would add to Infiltrator. If you use this, devious machines, you owe me, okay? Because I have some great ideas for Infiltrator 3. One of which being like a randomize button that generates like a random preset. Just throwing together like random modules and random parameters. This would be great for generating presets pretty fast. Comes with 200 presets. They claim some of these effects are very unique, such as mouse sync, Atari Punk. Yeah, don't know what those are. You can get it for $35.40, very specific number. And you can get Love plus Hate, which is a bundle, for about $60. Okay, I don't want to find out what that is. Whatever that is, you can get that. I'm not gonna. In our next story, FL Studio has released the beta for version 25, and it really looks like the DAW wars are. It's hard to take this seriously. Seems like the DAW wars are getting serious, because for some reason Cubase also put out an update, Cubase 14.0.2, and then Nuendo 14 just got announced. I don't know if I'm going to cover those though. Particularly, we're going to focus on FL Studio 25 right now, and I don't really use FL Studio, but I kind of wonder if they put this out just because of Ableton putting out something, because I mean, for this to be version 25, it's a little underwhelming. You be the judge though here. There's nothing wrong with them putting out updates. When you name it FL Studio 25, I don't know, you're just expecting some newer stuff, you know? It just seems like some small tweaks. Maybe I'm wrong though here, let me know. Oddly, ImageLine posted the FL Studio 25 beta one day after the Ableton 12.2 public beta was released. So if you have FL Studio, you can get this. It expires 6 months after it is available. Like I said, small tweaks, audio clips, additional per clip disabled declicking option for fade in and fade out envelopes. That's the first thing here. Whatever the fuck that was. That's the first thing here. Export, better handling of duplicate sample names when exporting to zip. Huge stuff. They added support for the FL Studio Remote version 2. They changed the history. Deleting mixer and playlist tracks can now be undone. They added an animation to the news toolbar. You know, a bunch of really small things. So I'm just going to skip over all like the smaller things and go to the things that have their own page. So you can now add and delete mixer tracks as needed. You can now have up to 500 insert tracks instead of 125 if for some fucking reason you need that. Like very small changes here. The library tab has been renamed to presets, better representing the content. Wow, FL Studio 25, you guys are killing it. This is nuts. So for Patcher, they added a VFX script effect plugin. This may be one of the more interesting things. So I don't know, it doesn't really say exactly what that is here. I'm assuming it allows you to control video effects via scripting. So maybe using MIDI. Not 100% certain here, so don't quote me on that. From what I could tell, they didn't really explain it here. Flex has a new animation when selecting a random preset. Like, this is like not even worth talking about, really. I mean, if there's anything you're interested in here that I missed, feel free to read it. Maybe it's just because I don't use FL Studio. I have a few times in the past, but I do not give a shit about this at all. Meh. I mean, I know it's a beta, but it seems like there are a lot of issues. Just scrolling through here. Very disappointing. Honestly, that was super disappointing news. I don't know. In our next story, we have a new plugin from Sonible known as Pure DEESS. They say it is an AI-powered de-esser plugin designed for creators. Just what we need, another DS plugin. Wow, my prayers have been answered. Now, not saying it's not good, just saying there are a million of these. So it does what a de-esser does, removing the sharp edges from a vocal or dialogue without the risk of overthinking it. I feel like it's pretty hard to overthink de-essing, at least for me personally. So it detects it via AI, and it features automatic parametrization. It's only $29, not bad. You know what? I'll try it on the dialogue in this video because they actually sent me a copy. You can tell me what you think about it down in the comments. It'll probably be pretty subtle because I don't really process my dialogue very much in these videos. I pretty much just throw a compressor on it and then a limiter on the master. So it'll probably be pretty subtle. Let me know your thoughts on it. In our next story, I actually have a little bit of a freebie for you guys. A while back, I talked about PLUGDATA. And I said that is the best free plugin you can get right now just because it's essentially a free plugin that can be a million other plugins, and it has free patches, paid patches, a bunch of cool stuff. So you may remember one of the people who I gave away some free patches from was ORU. He's back with another one, a new PLUGDATA patch. It's called Petrichor, and it's actually $24.99, but it's free until May 1st. Use code NEONRAIN at checkout. So it's a tri-engine granular delay plugin, helping you create stutter, glitch, and otherworldly sound design effects. So it runs all three modules in parallel. Crush reduces the sample and bitrate. Vibe is tape emulation, and shift is granular pitch shifting. It's got a bunch of controls here. Let's check out how it sounds. Pretty interesting. Very different. Very, very different. Yeah, personally, I don't know if that's what I would use it on, but I'm sure it'll sound good on something. Orchestral. Interesting. Really sounds like somebody dropping change or something. Yeah, I could see this being useful in the right context. I feel like it didn't really use its full potential here in the demos, but there's definitely something here. Let me know your thoughts on it down below, guys. Remember, use code NEONRAIN. Shout out to ORU for putting this out there and sending me it. A link to this will be in the description. Okay, in our next story, Cherry Audio has released a new drum machine plugin. Oh boy, get that vintage sound digitally. Oh boy, get that vintage sound, but digitally. This just came out, but apparently Music Radar already rated it 5 stars. So it's combining features from 2 drum machines of the post-punk era, the Rhythm 55, KR55A, and the KR55B. Therefore, this one's named the KR55C. Comes with 240 factory patterns, intros and fills, and has 200 original patterns and kits with a variety of genres. Super accurate DAW sync. I'm not sure what the fuck determines that. I don't know if I've ever run into that issue before. It's $49 and there's also a demo. Let's hear what it sounds like. Okay guys, that is it for this episode of WNN. If you enjoyed it, make sure to like button, subscribe if you're new here. I'll see you guys next time.